Hey everyone, welcome to the Becoming Magnetic podcast. We created this space because we believe powerful women deserve powerful love lives.
Indeed, we're your hosts, Rosalind and Kai, two women who've built fulfilling careers, learned a lot about resilience, and discovered that finding the one isn't about luck, it's about intention.
It definitely is, Rosalind. And, this podcast is for professional women who've invested so much in their careers and into others, and they're not ready to invest in themselves more holistically, including the love that they truly deserve.
So, with that in mind, each week we'll share honest conversations, reflections, and practical tools to help you step into your worth, open your heart, and attract the love you've been waiting for without losing who you are in the process.
Oh, that's so important. And we're going to dig deeper into that as we go through the episodes for this podcast. But in today's launch episode, yes, it's our first one, we'll share why we started this podcast, how it connects to the work we're already doing with women, and what you can expect as part of this community. You'll also hear about our 7-week course. It's inspired by Calling the One book for those of you who know, and how you can join the journey with us.
We are so excited to have you here. So let's get started.
Amazing. So, I think it's good for us to tell you how we got started on this journey in the first place. So, introduce myself. I'm Kai. So by day, I work as a resilience strategist, helping women and companies prevent burnout and to thrive. But in my own life, even though I could figure out my career, what I had difficulty figuring out, my love life, it was just so different. And it wasn't until I started doing some work, some introspection, and really looking at my relationship with myself that things started to shift. And that came from meeting my beautiful co-host Roslyn. Um, we we were together at a business conference, and while um, we were there to learn about, of course, business, success, and growth. But what really excited us was meeting women who were thriving in both career and love. And it sparked our curiosity about how can that happen. So we spoke with one of the speakers, who had been on her own journey. We were like, tell us more, not just about the millions you're making, which is absolutely great, but you spoke so deeply about the love you'd call into your life, your partner, your husband. And we want to know, as a successful woman who's doing both things well, can you tell us about your journey? And so she mentioned to us this book, Calling in the One. And Rusting and I decided, you know what? This is so important. We're going to keep each other accountable. We want to partner together. And so we did it. We read the book together. We had our mini book club. We were doing weekly calls and deep reflections and just really holding each other accountable to doing that work about, what is it about our relationship with ourselves that will help us to be able to attract the person that we really want to be in our lives as a partner. And it was such a powerful process of self-discovery. And that's where, when we did that work together, we said we'd love to be able to invite other women to be able to come on this journey with us. And so we did it. We did do that. But Roslyn, I want you to talk about what for you has been that process into where we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Kai. So I have been blessed as well with world-class education in engineering, law, and finance. I've worked in those areas and other functions at two large investor-owned utilities in the Northeast US. which is where I'm based in New York. I've also spent my whole life studying the human body, starting with my own as in professional dance training and performance,
Mm.
which is what brought me to New York during the earlier part of my life. And I've continued studying yoga and meditation as I guide those practices. But it hasn't always been smooth sailing. It's like not always easy. One of my toughest challenges was ending my previous marriage while I was starting law school. And at that time, I felt like a huge failure, right? As a lifelong A student,
Yeah,
a divorce wasn't an outcome that I wanted. And
of course.
I went all in grad school and then landed the corporate job. Wasn't really focused on calling in the one, right? My love life. But, as a young professional, finding my way in corporate, I struggled with having confidence and in looking for professional and personal validation. I
Yeah,
experienced a lot of stress. But then I went deeper into my yoga practice, and then over the course of time found more ways to look within and do that self inquiry, that introspection that you talked about as well, to discover things about myself.
yeah.
And then meeting you and going through this self discovery process of calling in the one, going through the book with you was like that next step on my
Yeah.
journey. So being able to work through it with another, ambitious, highly successful professional woman who had been,
Oh,
on your own journey,
yeah.
listening to each other's discoveries and challenging each other's limiting beliefs, it was
Oh,
so
yeah.
valuable, so
Yeah.
valuable, and helped me have some realizations and unlock some things that I wasn't able to do just on my own, right? On all that
Yeah.
work by myself.
For sure.
So that is why, I found it valuable. We found it so valuable that we wanted
Yeah.
to share it with other women to create that space for the love that they desire and deserve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, um, thank you for sharing that, Rosalind, because I I recognize that for us as professional women, sometimes we are afraid to talk about what can be what we consider, and sometimes it's even society that says it's a failure of some kind or the other when it comes on to that aspect of life, love and romantic relationships. And I know for me, for a long time, I experienced a lot of shame in that I was seeing other people seemingly, be able to move into successful relationships, and I'm like, hang a second, why am I not figuring this out? Or you move into something and it be there for some time, and then it just not last, or you realize that um, the way you chose those partners really wasn't the best for what you really wanted. And so when you saw that manifesting in the relationship, you're like, oh, okay, I didn't choose well. I don't think I chose well. So what is behind it? And what I like about this is it's not completely separated from the work we're already doing in other areas of our professional lives. So, um, for example, in my resilience work, I help women build their inner strength and avoid burnout. It's a very practical approach to, I don't talk about work life balance in as such as, how can you make your life work for you so you can sustainably go after your goals and continue to succeed, right? Um, and Rosalind, I'll let you talk about it because I know you're guiding professionals to reconnect with their bodies and well being. You spoke a little bit about that, and you can share more. But what we found is that the same principles we use in our careers and leadership, which is reflection, resilience, growth, and accountability, they are all part of the foundation for creating the love that we want. And it's that kind of thing. I remember, you know, when I do the work I'm doing with women and talk about career, and I was like, treat your career like a business, right? Where you actually take the time to invest and do things. And for many women, that's what we do. We do look after our businesses. We look at what's working, what isn't. We try to get the support we need. And so this is a similar thing where we're really inviting women to say, let's think about this matter of calling in what we want in terms of love and romantic relationship. Let's treat it in a way that is about, yeah, thinking about, well, what's it that I really, really want? What's been working well? What hasn't been working well? What do I need to be able to do to um, have a different result? And that for us is what becoming magnetic is about. Bringing together the professional, the personal, the relational, because the way we show up in love is deeply tied in how we show up in every part of our lives. Rosin, what do you think?
I totally agree. I mean, I know, when we first started to talk about offering this to others, I was hesitant because I'm not necessarily a relationship, coach or specialist. But
Yeah,
then, as you mentioned, I realized I'm already helping high achieving, analytical professionals, right, find, quiet their minds, reconnect with their bodies for well being. And I talk about the impact on professional relationships. But in fact, all relationships are an aspect of our well being.
absolutely. I love it.
So, and then when we started seeing the positive reactions and the response we got from our first cohort of ladies, and then you and I got even deeper insights
Yeah.
going through the discovery process again alongside them, it really made sense to continue. And that's why we're, excited to share it even more broadly. Like we are whole people, right? And so being able to talk about how we show up for ourselves, how we show up at
Yes.
work, how we show up in our friendships also ties into romantic relationships.
No, absolutely. And you know, we we want to let you know that this space that is being created, it's not just a bit of a talking shop or to come to have a nice chat. Rosalind and I have our lovely chats off screen, but we thought we wanted to open up the conversation and be very real because so many professional women that we interact with from time to time, we hear them talk about this desire, to really be able to find someone. There are many challenges that they're facing doing online dating, trying to meet people in person is just not working. And so this is an opportunity to talk about how we could be looking at doing things differently. And we talk a lot about starting with ourselves, right? And as Roslyn mentioned, we are not here as relationship specialists or coach. What we are here as are two women who ourselves have been navigating that journey. We've already facilitated with other groups of women to be able to navigate that journey of how do you become magnetic? How do you attract the things that you really want in your life, and specifically attracting the one in terms of that partner that you'd like for yourself? So that's what we're here to do. As facilitating that process. So, what you can expect from us in this podcast is that we will be talking about love, relationships. We'll be talking about how we can be doing them differently. And we will definitely be looking at practical steps each week that you can be taking to be able to help you on that journey. We'd also love to hear from you. So there are two ways in which you can connect with us. So obviously, you can follow us on our YouTube channels. You'll see the handles there in the description for myself and for Roslyn. But we're so excited to let you know that we have been talking about hosting other women, right? In cohorts, going through um, a series of sessions that we have been using the Calling in the One book as a guide for that over 7 weeks. And we're excited to let you know that we're actually opening up our next cohort in autumn of this year. And so you have an opportunity to join the wait list. Now, the last time we did this, or last cohort, we were oversubscribed. But we're so intentional about making sure that the space is really intimate enough and that we have the right people that are there, that are not just there to draw on energy, but also to give back in energy. And we certainly have had that with our cohort. And so we already have people from our previous cohort who didn't make it that are on that wait list. They got first dibs, so to speak. But we want to open it up to you. So you'll see a link in the description below that will allow you to join the community. And when you join the Becoming Magnetic community, you get real conversations, practical tools, and the support of women walking the same path. So it isn't just about reading a book. We've mentioned Calling in the Wonder, other books as well that we use as part of that journey, but the messaging is the same. How do you call the one in? How do you attract to yourself the things that you desire? And we say it starts with that relationship with yourself. So it's about transforming how you see yourself and in turn how you attract and sustain love. Roslyn, what would you like to tell our beloved community? We're already calling you our community that will be listening to this for the first time.
It's something that really stood out for me as you were describing what we're creating here is that, it's really about active engagement. This is not something where people kind of come and just consume and go. It's an exchange. It's the I guess the sweetest, toughest accountability group that you can have, right? And it does take effort, right? It takes work,
Yeah.
but we're all here to support. And of course, the ladies that we attract are not shy, right? To do hard things. So, over the course of many weeks, we'll be talking about different aspects of this self-discovery process and the challenges that come with the
Oh
process
yeah.
of becoming magnetic.
Yes.
But what we hope to help you gain is clarity about what you want and why.
Yeah. Yes.
How adjusting your approach to all relationships will greatly impact romantic relationships.
Yeah.
The feng shui of calling in love and more, right? And more. But this is all with the intent of, as Kai mentioned, helping you on your journey of becoming the person who can call in, receive, and sustain that love that you're seeking.
Great. So we want to thank you for joining our very first episode, and we're so excited about what's ahead. We invite you to follow us, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on future episodes. And listen, if this resonates with you, we'd love for you to join our waitlist and invite others to come along this journey with you. So you'll be the first to hear when the next cohort opens, and you'll get access to our growing circle of like minded women. Roslyn, anything you want to say as we're closing out?
Well, I just hope that I'm reinvigorated taking this mini trip down memory lane, right? Sharing our story with everyone. And we hope that you're also leaving today feeling inspired and maybe a little more open to what's possible for you in love, right? And I hope
Yes.
that, everybody, you go ahead and join the wait list for our next 7-week cohort so that you can connect with other people and see that, the possibilities are endless and you do have that support. And it's kind of,
Absolutely.
that link is in the description.
Absolutely. So, for our next episode, we'll go deeper into self discovery and what this process really looks like. Just to let you know, we're here every 2 weeks, so you can look up for us. But until then, keep your heart open. Keep those standards high despite what people might be telling you. And remember that becoming magnetic starts with becoming you, first of all. So, this has been Kai
And Rosalind,
for the Becoming Magnetic podcast. So, we'll see you next time.
peace.
Bye.
Bye.